All right, give her a try again. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a couple of days, so I figured I would just bring you along for even some of the small stuff we got going on over here. The importance of a parts car, SUV or truck, right? I lugged the 3-ton jack all the way from the house over there because we need a sway bar end link bolt. Just a bolt, nothing fancy. The sway bar end link is probably shot. If not, it would be close to being on its way out. We won't want to put that on there. Some parts you want to leave on the parts vehicle, and other parts, you know, you can take them off and you just rejoice in all the money that you're saving. I just got to say, welcome to day one of the repair road, or the path to repair recovery of this black Jeep Nightmare that we bought. It's going to be a good Jeep, confident in that. Thanks for being along for the ride. It's going to take a little bit, we're going to get it done. Last time I had this Jeep opened up here, it was rusted out completely. You can see that this is the control arm, the upper control arm, and even with these gloves on, I can catch enough rust to flake stuff off. Sway bar link is going to be right in here. For those of you that don't know, we did a video talking about rebuild or buy new. I'm listening to that block of wood under there. Is it going to crack? Oy vey, it is. It's cracking. I'm going to have to lower it back down. No good. This is Dad's Jeep. He gave it to us. It's had some issues, and I think it's just too far gone. Oh, I brought the breaker bar out because Milwaukee is just so tired, and it's all over the place. A sway bar end link at the junkyard, if it was in good shape and you wanted to pick it up, would probably be 10 bucks or less. As it stands, when you buy them from a parts store like O'Reilly, they're somewhere between $50 and $80. In this case, we're not worried about the end link. Just want that bolt. I looked up bolts online. On eBay, they're about $25 for a pair of 2. That'd be a set. And I'm willing to bet that I could have probably went to the hardware store and found a bolt and a nut that would work. But in this case, we've got a parts vehicle, so we're going to do it. Okay, so we knew it was going to be rusty. That's not an issue. I'll show you what I'm looking at. The knuckle's rusty. The rotor is totally seized, of course. Got probably a good brake caliper here if we ever needed it. These lines are pretty rusted up. Sway bar end link right here. This is it. We just need to get these 2 bolts out, so let's work on that. I put my hat on and then you guys can't see my face. The last sway bar end link that I worked on was on the green Jeep right there. And boy, I had that Milwaukee just on full power and just giving it the beans, and it wouldn't loosen it up. Hopefully this one's a little different. It looks way rustier than the one on the green Jeep. Well, we are 0 for 1. We just need 1 bolt. We got a washer. I should have probably showed you that, huh? Now this is stuck in there too. See how rusty this thing is underneath? There, the bolt came out. We're gonna go ahead and keep the washer. Maybe I can get this one to loosen up, but I just doubt it, guys. If there was one that was gonna loosen up, it would have been that one right there. Good grief. Oh boy, are we really gonna do this again? Yeah, we are. I guess I might just have to go to the hardware store, guys. Maybe it was a waste of time to bring you along for this. See if we can just get them to move, maybe. Tighten it up at first. Did you notice that? Went the wrong way. What was I thinking? 16, we need a 15. Answer all over these. All right, we're on. You ready? Ripped my glove. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's happening. What is that? It's chicken underneath. I'm gonna have to go get myself a crowbar so I can get this pushed out. Yeah, we got the wheel to turn just a little bit. Let's see if we can get this out without injuring ourselves. Come on. Come on. Got it. There it is. Looks okay. We're gonna clean it up a little bit. Let's just take a look at the end of the threads. They look good. And we got another washer. We're gonna keep that too. This is the reason why we got the other Jeep. Might not be able to see it, but everything's just flaking off right under here. So this is what it looks like on a Monday evening for me. Not all the time, but today. What are you guys working on right now? What do you got sitting out in the garage? Found the 5th lug nut, thankfully. What do you guys got going on out in your garage, or what's going on with your car that's sitting out in the parking lot of the apartment complex that you live in? I have been in all the places, it seems. Gonna have to stand up before these ants start crawling all over me. Fruits of the labor right here. You just got the bolt. We got the nut too. And guys, you know, if you got a parts vehicle, you got the hood, you got the fenders, you got the fender flares on this vehicle, you've got the top air deflector. We're gonna take that off, I think. It is sad for me to see Dad's Jeep sitting out here. I actually had a lot of aspirations to get this thing back on the road again. I really still want to see what's going on with the engine. I think it's just the head gasket. It's got nearly a brand new turbo on it. It's got nearly a brand new high pressure CP3 pump on it. Lots of good stuff for it to just be sitting out here. You know, the longer that pump sits at this point in time, I would still probably trust it. It'd be worth throwing on, but even that turbo, that would be worth throwing on. I'm gonna lug this stuff back to the shop. All right, we're back in the garage. So for those of you who haven't been along with us, we have got this 2006 Jeep Liberty CRD, the dealership that we bought it from about 3.5 weeks ago now. They wanted $9,200 for it. We ended up getting it for $3,150, $3,500 out the door. Thanks to the dealership for selling it to us for that. They knew there were some struggles with it, some things that were going to be a problem, and so did we. It's no surprises here. One of the first things we did with this was try to start it in one start. Second thing we did with it is bypass the ignition, jump the starter, and then we took it down the road where it went 1 mile before it started having a dead miss. Brought it back home, left it sit for about 4 hours, and it started up and it idled just fine. So we're thinking the fuel filter perhaps, maybe the fuel filter head has a crack in it. I really don't think so. I thought about that a little bit. What do you guys think? Now, we've got our 2 bolts right here. Got this one from the parts Jeep. That one's from the green or black Jeep. I don't know where this one came from. And we've got our Master Pro sway bar end link right here. This we got from O'Reilly, somewhere around $50 to $85. I can't really remember anymore. I think we got it for probably about $47, $48, maybe more than that. When you put these onto the Jeep, you're going to want to have it come up, then over to the left and up again. So you can see that orientation, how it's coming up and then over to the left. That is what you want. I cleaned the bolts and nuts up just a little bit on that wire wheel. I know I said out there in the field that I could probably go to the hardware store and find these, but you can't. This is actually a machined bolt. It has a ridge, so that way it fits right inside this bushing and it's not going to move around. So scratch going to the hardware store unless you know of a special place where you can get the special bolts. We're going to make sure this goes in, up, over to the left, and up again. Lower side is on right there. Here's your upper side. This is going to line up with this, but to do that I'm going to have to jack it up just a little bit. Now this isn't the focal point of the video, so I'm not going to show you the rest of this. It's a bolt and a nut on top and bottom that I'm tightening up. Then I'm going to lower it back down, and then I'm going to torque it to 60 foot-pounds. It might be 80. Check your manual. I'll do that before I finish up. But the focal point of this video is, will this thing run like it should if we replace the fuel filter? That's where we're starting out. This is just makeup work from having to strip that part off of it for the green Jeep. I'd like to fix the ignition tonight, but guys, honestly, I got to make a video. That's a how-to video to fix those ignitions. But I got to put that one out there in a separate video because we're running out of time tonight. It's just a better way for the channel here to get some views. I have to use the titles and be kind of strategic at this point in time. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll be right back after I get this put on and the tire put on. The lugs get torqued to 100 foot-pounds. I haven't checked the air filter on this. I should probably do that. Should we check that right now? Let's just look at it and see what it looks like. Looks good. So we're gonna put that right back on. Our fuel filter, made in Poland. Let you guys know the part number on this. This is the Wix 33647 premium fuel filter. We are going to toss that in the garbage. Not gonna have to take this back, we're keeping it. Once you get it, it looks like this. Just want to inspect it a little bit. Okay guys, this right here is your fuel filter head. It looks like this one has the upgraded fuel filter head, and I can tell this wiring is just not good. I'm gonna have to fix this. We got exposed wiring out here, and I wonder what in the world is happening with that. All these little things that you find as you're working on stuff. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tape those up real quick. Temporary fix. This is temporary, you don't wanna do this. You wanna use a solder sleeve, then you wanna use the heat shrink wrap. This is what we got at the moment. These two had wire exposed on both sides, but for now they're good. Temporary. Yes, I mean temporary. Don't leave them like that, guys. You can get some good soldering kits, solder sleeves, and the heat shrink or the heat wrap that shrinks when you heat it. Very cheap. You can get it on Amazon. That's the cheapest place where you can get the biggest variety. Or you can stop into O'Reilly Auto Parts or Napa, Advance, all those types of places. When you're doing anything like this with fuel, take off your negative battery terminal. This battery's just about dead, but I'm still gonna take it off. You don't wanna have a spark. Shouldn't ignite the diesel. But hey, let's play it safe. Stay. How about there? There we go. We got leaves and twigs, and I don't know where this was sitting, but there's all kinds of leaves in here. Should we push that transmission stick down? Those transmission sticks on these like to pop up because they sit right down on the bottom of the trans pan. You don't want that coming up on you. And we're gonna see if I can just twist this off. There is gonna be a little connector down at the bottom, and we are going to have to get that off. I reach back there. It's on the opposite side. Well, I'm gonna start turning it. And whoever did this did it the right way. It wasn't on there too tight. It was actually a little bit loose. You never know. That could have been the issue. Okay, and we got our third and final plug off. Fuel filter is off. You kind of want to know your way out without spilling all over the place. That would be ideal. A couple of things. For one, this thing is missing your two little clips. You can see that piece on the outside right there. You can't see it on this one. See the difference? Okay guys, we've got the fuel filter on. As you know, I went ahead and I pulled in the 2012 Volkswagen TDI 2.0 liter, and this thing might have a blown head gasket, it might not. It's definitely got combustion coming up into the coolant system. It's losing coolant and a leaky EGR, and I think it has the common fuel oil cooler, I should say, issue where it's deteriorating. It's plastic. I think hopefully that it's not a blown head gasket and it's just the intercooler that has a leak at one of the points of weld or something like that. Crystal's in here with us today. Crystal, we got some fuel that we spilled in there a little bit, not much. Fingers crossed. I don't want to start up the Passat because I don't want it to make noise. I want you to hear the Jeep start. At least our cables are long enough. That's nice. Good luck. Guys, I think we're gonna have to start up the Passat here. All right, give it a try again. I wish I had a battery, but I'll have to go into town one of those days this week, see if I can pick one up. Julie was putting the miles on the 05 today. We have been getting a little bit of progress done cleaning up the yard. Hey guys, if you've seen those videos where we're doing the housework, it's kind of coming together. You can see we're up here. Our little boy says, we need more boards up there, and he's right. A lot of the house is finished up. We got some odds and ends. We got to repair that trim over there. We got to fix this trim right here. We got it all the way up to the top on all 4 gable ends. Things are coming together. All right, let's give it another try. We're really trying. We want to see if this thing's going to break down again going down the road, or if it's going to run like it's supposed to. Here we go. I am thinking that I might have to go get a new battery, guys. Hey, there we go. Let's shut the Passat off. There's a little bit of noise down. My microphone ran out of batteries, guys. Just looking to see if I can see any fuel leaks down there. I cannot. Got a TPMS light on. Everything else looks fine. RPM's kind of bouncing around a little bit here. We're gonna let it keep running. See what happens here. Let's back this thing out. All right, so it doesn't appear to be entirely happy, but we are running at the moment. Hoping that this helps clear it up. But I'm not gonna hold my breath, if you know what I mean. I know that the diesel fuel is old. It's been sitting for a long time. Well, what do you guys think? We're gonna let it run up to temp, and I'm going to see how it's going. And then I will take it down the road if it's not doing that up and down thing. I'll probably drive it around the driveway a few times, to be honest. Maybe get on it a little bit, see what happens. New fuel filter is in, that's great. That's one thing done. Probably should put some diesel additive in the tank to help clear up any weird gum issues or something like that that might be in there. Chickens have overrun the garage right now, as they do whenever I open the doors. It is not going up and down at the moment, so I'll be right back and we'll see what happens. I'm going to give it about 20 minutes of run time here. And we have no fuel leaks. Everything looks good with the fuel head. It's quarter way up to temp. So I'm going to drive around the yard right now. Wish me luck. See, the house is coming together okay. Man, it's so deceiving because it's driving nice right now. We'll go thank the Jeep for the sway bar link bolt. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Dad. Gotta show you guys something while we're here. Look at that, guys. We did a revival video of that not too long ago, and look at it now. It's sitting right back where it was. What's the guy do? Sun's setting, the guy's gotta try this out. So we're gonna do it. Let's go down the road. We are gonna see what happens here. Last time we went down this road, it ran fine the first mile. I'm gonna roll up the windows here so you guys can hear me. I'm certain that we want to put new diesel fuel in this as soon as possible. I know we also want to change the oil right away before we take it anywhere, except for on exceptions, something like this. You know, maybe that up and down with the RPMs was a little bit of air in the fuel filter working its way out. These things don't have a lift pump in them, so if you don't have a lift pump, maybe you put one in from factory factory. Maybe you put one in aftermarket, people do that. Or you can just get a little inline pump. You want to get a good quality so it doesn't break on you, but 8 PSI, that should be plenty, because you just want to pump up, prime the system for that CP3 high pressure fuel pump. And then it's got such a small PSI on the return side, so you don't need a big pump from the back, but you just need something to lift the fuel out for that CP3 pump. You don't need it necessarily, but you should have one. We don't. Okay, here we go. This is where it broke down the first time. I'm nervous, guys. Ooh, so far so good. We have made it farther than the first time. I don't want to bore you with this, guys, so I'm going to drive for a little bit. I'm going to go a few miles down the road and I'll tell you how it does on the way back. Well, it seems the fuel filter resolved the issue. I can tell you one thing, that it runs good when it's running like it's supposed to. It does have a lot of miles on it. Definitely seems like it's got a tune on it. I would say the economy tune, if anything, but I don't know how to confirm nor deny that. I'll have to search around and see if I can find something. Everything's up to temp. 221,234 miles on this. And we're coming back home. Cruise control doesn't work. That's something I'm gonna have to fix. Push this button down here, nothing happens. So you know how it goes when you got a used car. You got things you got to get done. You get done what you need to, and you kind of leave things go. We're going to try to only leave these things go as long as we have to. As soon as we can afford to fix them, we're going to fix it. I'm going to take a look and see what I can find for that cruise control issue. Hopefully something simple with that. Maybe it's a switch, maybe not. There's the importance of a parts car again. And those aren't specific to the diesel Jeep Liberty. Those are in the gassers as well, of course. TPMS sensors. We got 3 TPMS sensors that aren't working according to our computer up here. So we just got to get all 4 of those replaced at the same time. It's got a little bit of interior things that we can do to it. Got a little scuff right here. We can see if that'll clean up. If it doesn't, we can just replace this whole panel. I hope this encourages you guys. I will talk to you in a couple days. And I don't know if we'll be working on this. We might be working on a dirt bike. We might be working on 1994 Ford OBS Super Crew dually 7.3 diesel. We got that coming up eventually. It's been sitting for quite a while. The transmission is out on it. We got to fix that. Lots of stuff. That needs to be a restored truck. That's about it. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. God bless. Bye-bye. I am so glad that this is running good.